Kim here, Abundant Life Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me. We are talking about decks that I use or have used or plan to use for spiritual activism readings. And you're probably like, what is spiritual activism? In a nutshell, spiritual activism is essentially activating change, supporting others who are in activist work, and using our spiritual tools to do so. It's nothing more, nothing less in my definition. And spiritual activism is going to become more important than ever, okay, as we are going through times of uncertainty. This is not a political video by any stretch. This is not a place where we're going to be hashing it out in the comment section about political views. This is simply sharing the decks that I plan to utilize going forward in supporting others who are doing powerful activism work. And yes, there will be times when I am called to be an activist in one shape, form, or another. But I know my place in this world. I know that I am here to be of light, to support others in their healing journeys, to support others in their important work that they do. And yes, I use the cards. Yes, I use spirituality to do that. So I know my role, and I'm very much okay with that role. And to that end, I want to share with you all some decks that they just speak to my heart, whether they are inspiring me to be an activist of change, to be a spiritual activist, or they soothe my aching heart when I've done some activism work and I need to calm my soul. And I am curious to hear from you what decks you have in your collection that you can share with us in the comments section, decks that you use for spiritual activism work. All right, let's get into it. So the first one I want to talk about is Aola Abrams, the African Goddess Rising Oracle. Now this one, yes, it can inspire spiritual activism, but I feel like this deck specifically is more so for those of us who are, you know, called to do readings for ourselves or for others, to inspire, to light that fire in, you know, seeking out, where am I called to show up? Or if you are working with someone who is doing the important work of activism, this deck could bring about comfort. So I'm going to show you some of the cards that are in this deck, and full flip throughs, if I've done a full flip through of a deck, will be in the description box down below. All right, so let's go get into it. We have Feeling Safe. This is, I won't read all of the names, but I'll read like the key phrases. It says Feeling Safe. Rage. One thing I am going to say about rage is I see a lot of people trying to tell people to not feel angry, or to channel their anger, or to be the bigger person. Please, please, please don't do that to other people. That is spiritual bypassing, and it is not the time or place. Instead, encourage people to feel their emotions and to be a listening ear. If it's too much for you to deal with someone's emotion of rage or anger, you know, then you give them space. And then when you are ready to come back around, okay? So that was Medusa, Rage. And out of curiosity, I'm going to look at the guidebook and see what it has to say about that. It's card number 23. Let's see what card 23 says. Shadow of Rage, Libya, Temple, Shadows, element is fire. Okay, I'm just going to read excerpts here. Goddess declaration. I have a right to feel my feelings. Okay, I have a right to feel my feelings. Medusa's shadow guidance. You are pissed off and petrified, angry and shaking, but underneath that, you are hurt and heartbroken. Feeling undervalued is overwhelming. You can't stay silent anymore. Let your joys, hopes, and beauty rage on. Embodiment message. It says here, take a breath, close your eyes, and put both hands over your lower abdomen. Tune into the part of you that feels out of control. Flood it with loving, healing, golden light. Now, put both hands over your heart and do the same. You have a right to your full range of emotions, including anger. And the reason why I said that is because I was seeing a lot of posts in the spiritual community or in the progressive communities that I'm a part of. And there was a lot of language of, you know, we have to understand the other side and, you know, put aside our feelings. And it's like, that's not okay. Okay. It's not okay to tell people how to feel. We don't want you just to destroy things, you know, but I do want people to process their emotions. You have a right to your full range of emotions, including anger. Sacred rage inspires us to run for office, lead protests, and shift policies. But unhealthy rage can devour your very soul. Get clear on what is really happening. Allow yourself to feel your feelings to see the truth. Just because you feel threatened does not mean you are being threatened. And maybe you are. But the first emotion to activate to become an activist usually is rage. And underneath rage is sadness and heartbreak, right? So let's move on to our next card that I want to show you. We have Aola Storms. Speak up. Resistance. Brazen. Wounded healer. Many of us are. But we do the important work anyway, right? Level up. Radical rebirth. Liberation. Seasons. Love this card. Divine lineage. And betrayal. For a full flip through, definitely check out the video. I know I recorded a video going through all the cards, so check it out if you want to see all of the cards. So this next deck is probably one you wouldn't think of that would do great for spiritual activism work, but for me, it was. When I got this deck, it was several years ago, and it is The Wisdom of Natural Hair by Ida Nguyen Fazy. Probably mispronouncing her name, I'm sure. It is out of print, and I do have people year over year emailing me or inboxing me asking, will I sell my copy? And the answer is usually no. I just saw recently somebody being in search of in one of the like buy, sell, trade deck Facebook groups. They were looking for this deck, and I was like, do I want to sell it? Nah. It's a surprising deck for spiritual activism work, but it's more for soothing the soul, right? It does give you some keywords to mull over about how do you want to show up in the world, but more importantly, it does the work of just having you feel grounded. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's the card backs. Okay, let's see. Trying to see which direction I want to go. Okay. Cry a river to release. Embrace your nation, for better or for worse. Your new or adopted nations. Love that. Listen to the messages. Our hair, our locks, our antennas. Ancient combs, sacred tools. Sacred tools. What sacred spiritual tools do we have? Do a quick spread. What tools am I called to work with today? What tools am I called to work with for spiritual activist work? Transformation. Bold is strong. Love and protect yourself. Find your path. Explore the layers within you. I love this. The little nesting dolls. Oh, so cool. Protect your hair. Honor the masculine in your life. Hairolution. Let's see. All you'll ever need is already within you. Isn't that beautiful? Courage. I always hope that one day this deck will come back into print, whether indie or mass market. So that's why I show it. A little nudge to the creator if she ever sees this video. Honor those that honor you. I know it's a lot of work to be a deck creator, but this is a deck that time and time again, people ask me, like, will you sell it? Or do you know if the creator is selling or starting back working on the deck? And I'm like, I don't know. I know I'm not selling my copy. I do know that. From roots to tip. Honor your hair's femininity. So you have honoring the divine masculine, honoring the divine feminine. So that is the wisdom of natural hair. Let's keep going. Step is the Sacred Symbols for Divination and Meditation Oracle deck. 3rd edition is the copy I have. I think this now is available mass market, but this is I think the 3rd edition, maybe the 4th was the last one that was independently produced. I really like this deck, and I've been using it lately for altar cards for myself, for readings for myself, in the recent, last couple of months, and the messages have been poignant. And here are the card backs. Let's go through some of the cards here, and I'll show you why. There's the elements. There's the air, earth, fire, and water. So we have that. We have shift, message, veiled. You're probably like, this doesn't feel very activist-like, but it's something about the simplicity of the symbols and the keywords that are chosen and the guidebook that makes for a magical combination to support or ignite your intuition and leave room for you to think and mull over how I want to show up in the world or how I want to show up as support to others. Nature's spirits. Power. Friendship. Shadow. Relief. Focus. Affluence. Water. So you could be like, what do I need more? What influence do I need more? Oh, I need more water elemental influence, tapping into my emotions. Or fire, more passion, creativity, anger, where, what do I need more of, or what do I need less of, you know? Transmute. Death. Jealousy. Protection. And when you're doing spiritual activism work, you are most definitely tapping into your spirit guides, your ancestors, the spiritual realm. There are people who are activists who don't really concern themselves with spirituality. And then there's some of us who very much concerns ourselves with spirituality. We have here divinity, truth, healer, boundaries, safe travel. Let's see what we have. They have moon cycles. We have knowledge, new moon. So as you can see, it's, you know, we have release. There's so many different, you know, courage, different cards or different areas. It makes for a good, solid deck that you can use. Yes, it's not going to have this flowy artwork, but not everybody is called to use those kind of decks anyway. Divine Masculine. Let's see. Let's see. You got the guidebook. There you go. So that is the Sacred Symbols for Divination and Meditation Oracle deck. So this next one is another unexpected spiritual activist oracle deck. It's the Points of View Oracle by Beth Kelly. I'll show you why. There's the card backs. Great guidebook. Yeah, great guidebook here. Let's get into it. Sharking. She snake. Hindsight. Hindsight. Important. Say the thing. The herd. Nice tall apartment building. The herd. Groupthink, right? Down slap. Sometimes it can feel that way, right? What do you do when you feel like you've been slapped in the face? Or when you are the offender? Weirdo. Silence. Sometimes silence is golden until you've processed, right? Flat on your back, waving the white flag. Sit up straight. Crone. Blank stare. Shrink. Are you shrinking? Do you need to shrink? Do you need to expand? This card would call you to analyze that, right? Gut. Body vision. Balance in motion. Rest. The judge. Pounce. I love the keyword pounce. If you ever had a cat, you know why. Like, get ready to pounce at the right time. And yeah. Soothe. Let's see if there's anything else. 4 a.m. How many of us have been up at 4 a.m. thinking? The Destroyer. Yes, you can do all sorts of work, like internal work, you know. Many of us cannot afford, the sad truth of it is, many of us can't afford to go get therapy as much as we know we need it. Next best thing we probably can't afford is a deck and to do some introspective work, right? We have look up Precious. And there's no judgments there. Well, no, you still need to go see a psychiatrist. Well, who's paying for it? You know? Answer the call. Wow. I love this deck. So that is the Points of View Oracle. Okay. So the next one, and I'll do this again when I discuss the tarot decks, is a twofer. And there's a reason for it. It is Work Your Light Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, artwork by Danielle Noel. So it's this one. This is the one that came to mind when I was thinking about what decks do I use for this type of reading, for this type of work. And then, of course, I was like, well, what about this one? When I went through all the cards for this one, I was like, yes, this does work. And I used to combine both of these decks for a mega deck, but then I separated them out and put them back in their own respective boxes. I feel like this is bigger galactic themes type of readings. You could still definitely use spiritual activism work with this deck, but it's more like, what is the bigger picture? The why? Why are we doing this? That, right? And then this is like more of the tools, you know, bringing it down into our physical realm. All right, so I'll show you what I mean by that. We have the backs. Birthing a new age. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. No, wait, postpone, pause, say no. Sometimes you need to know that, right? Transformation, things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. Star Mother, how can you mother yourself? Before we can really help others, we have to tend to our heart space and mother ourselves, right? Here's yes, just say yes. It's beautiful. Protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. Isn't that beautiful? Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. This is beautiful. It's beautiful. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Okay. I think I had a couple of... Sometimes you need to dance. Do something to shift your vibration. Dancing will definitely do that. Singing and dancing. Take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Beautiful. Let's see. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? And maybe you pull another card to answer that. There was another one I wanted to show you. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? What needs dismantling in order for you to shine bright? Right? So there's the work your light. And as you can see, definitely you could journal use these as journal prompts. You could explore further with tarot or other divinatory tools, and you gain a lot of good insight. Now I'll show you a couple of cards from the Starseed. I think out of the two, my favorite is the Work Your Light, called Soul Gifts and Training. It's time to step up. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. Wait, it's not yet time. Things are being woven. So one of the magical things about combining these two decks is that you can have, like, I don't know if there's like a wait card in the Work Your Light. So when you mix them all together, you get a profound reading if you just wanted to do a deep dive oracle reading. Jump in. We'll just say yes to change. Okay. Cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. It's beautiful. Baby steps, action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Okay. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Wow. I'm kind of getting called again to combine these decks. We'll stop there because I could go all day with these cards. And of course, I have full flip throughs, as I've mentioned before. So last one, we're going to talk about the Messenger Oracle. This is the last of the Oracle decks. I do have an honorable mention in a moment, but this deck is by Raven Phelan. And if you're called for more environmental spiritual activism, I think this deck serves well for that purpose. But even if you weren't, if you're more concerned about matters that affect humans, this deck could speak to you as well. Here's the card backs. We have time to reflect. Seek your answers within. Stunning artwork. Stay strong. Nurture all you love. Heed your dreams. Seek your destiny. See the signs. Challenge your perception. Challenge your perception. Let the emotions flow. That's what I was talking about at the start of this video. Let your emotions flow. Eventually, you know, the rage, the anger will subside and make room for other emotions to come about, but you gotta go with them. You gotta let them flow. Focus and then act. Protect the wild and green. Change is unavoidable. Yes, it is. It's gorgeous. Love this card. Trust in magic. We are all connected. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I have a full flip through of this deck or not on the channel. I may do one. I think I did a deck in focus. I don't know if I did a full flip through of it though, but it may warrant one. This is a great deck. I still use it to this day after all these years. Sometimes you just need to create your own working spiritual activism deck or ancestral deck, which I did. And so this is my honorable mention. I've made my own deck that I work with, that I got to know really well. And I use it in readings for myself, readings for others. And I just wanted to just do a quick showing of it. It's not available for sale. It's not. At some point, I am going to make some changes and may make it available on Make Playing Cards, but for now, it's not. But yeah, it's not available for sale, but I made it years ago, and I do use it for these types of readings as well. I use it for all, honestly, I use it for all types of readings, including love readings and the like, and career readings, ancestral readings, true crime readings, but it is one of my go-to decks. And activism, it has an activism card in it, as you can see. Energy. So this, I'm only showing you this deck as a reminder that you could really seize the opportunity to create something really unique and special to you, that you use for these types of readings, that are keywords that resonate deeply with you, artwork or pictures that click and activate your intuition. So if you ever need help or just need, you know, some tips on how to get started on making your own deck, please let me know. I actually have videos that I recorded for my Poised Elite members, but I would happily share a link to some of my near and dear subscribers if you are ever curious about making your own deck. I don't like to hoard all the information. I do create a lot of content for my Poised Elite members. If you ever want to hang out with me or our friends over there, follow the links below. So yeah, that's where I'm usually hanging out at these days. Switching gears, friends. Thank you for hanging out with me here. We're talking about tarot decks. We have the Dreams of Gaia Tarot by Raven Phelan. She is the creator of the Messenger Oracle. So I usually use these together. This is not what we would call a traditional tarot deck, but that's okay. I find that this deck is so deep, so profound. Yes, surely for the artwork, but most importantly because of this thick, chunky guidebook that this creator pour her heart and soul into creating. And it's got majors, it's got minors, but it doesn't follow necessarily to a T like the Rider-Waite-Smith, for example. Great deck. We'll just go through a couple of the cards for time's sake. I want to keep it moving. But here is the Mother, Journey. These would be part of the majors. Healing. This looks like 6 of air. So beautiful. 3 of earth. Ace of air. 10 of water. The Sage. I cannot emphasize enough how special this deck is to me. Whenever I'm like, I don't know exactly what's bothering me, or I'm like, what is mine to do? Or am I overreacting? Or just doing a little soul searching. I pull one, maybe. I rarely pull a whole big spread. I only need usually 1, maybe 2 cards, sometimes 3, but usually 1 or 2 cards. And just deep dive into what the images are telling me, and especially what the guidebook is, because this is a creation like no other. Like, Raven did the damn thing creating this deck, in my opinion. It's not for everybody, this deck, but for me, I will never get rid of it. I got the pocket edition, but I ended up going back to just using this main one. Queen of Earth. I end up just using this one. Perception. Just phenomenal. Faith. And choice. I will link in the, I'm pretty sure I did a deck in focus with this deck. So I'll try to remember to link the prior video I've recorded where we go a little bit further. But this guidebook, whoa. Pat is like, it's got the potential blockage. For the majors, it's got the past, present, future meanings, additional keywords. It's so in depth. Like, wow. The deck I want to talk about is my I keep it in this thing. Is my Delta Enduring Tarot. The Delta. Love the card backs. This deck is out of print. Some of the decks I'm sharing with you today, yes, are out of print, but you know, feel free to imagine up what decks that are in your collection that you could use for spiritual activism readings. Okay, let's see. Here's the Fool. Look at that. Look at that barge. The dirty, muddy water. Okay. We have the Eight of Air or Eight of Moths. Warrior of Oysters. Oysters would be water or cups. Here's the Hanged Man. Okay. This is Five of Wands. I love this deck so much. Novice of Moths, Page of Moths. It had bonus cards, which this is one of them. The Heat. Oh, yes. Let's see. Five of Oysters. Justice. Sage of Oaks. Ace of Oaks. Yes, it's out of print. I know, but I have to share it. We have here Three of Moths or Three of Air. Love this. Love the coloring of it. Here's Strength. The Magician. I'm going to get back to using this deck actively again because it's so special. Here's the Hierophant. Look at that. Two-faced. Okay. Seer of Cast Irons. And the Emperor. Let's see if there's any others I want to share with you before we move on. There's another bonus card, Mardi Gras. It's busy. I can't get it to focus. Okay. And the Empress. Crawdads. And Death. So that is the Delta Enduring Tarot. So the next one I want to talk to you about is the Marse Vie by Auntie Kay's Tarot. Here's the box. Got it in here in this little side tuck box here. Let's talk about it. Okay, this is a Marse deck. No surprise there. So it's going to have some, you know, for the minors, it's going to be pippish. But I love the minors. So we'll go through a couple of those. Here's Justice. There's the Hierophant, the Pope. There's King of Wands. I like that she, you know, we have the Queen of Wands and it's not a female depicted here. Queen of Swords. Queen of Cups. I think it's because I know what a spiritual activist warrior that Auntie Kay is. She has a channel, by the way. That inspires and evokes something inside of me to keep pushing, to keep going, to become active, right? And so sometimes it's about the creator and their creation, but it's definitely about the creator too. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. I was trying to find, I should have picked it out earlier. I was trying to find it. Here's Strength. I can't find it right now. Let's see if I can find it. We have Judgment. There's a card in here that to me definitely evokes something. You know, if I can find it, great. If I can't, that's okay too. We have the Knight of Swords. Here's the World. I'll show all of them. Let me see if I can find it. Great deck. Oh, look at the King of Swords. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it, but that's okay. That's okay. It was basically a character. Let me see. Is it back here? Oh, I love the Death card too. It was a person wearing a mask, you know, a medical mask that we all had to wear during the pandemic. And I just remember thinking, wow, we definitely, here it is. We definitely were, as a people, as a collective, went through some hard, challenging times. And we came out on the other side. And so to see this person wearing a mask, it just reminds me of that. It conjures like we shall overcome any trials or tribulations that we face in the future. Because why? We have in the past. Our ancestors laid down the blueprint for overcoming, right? So yeah, I just have a couple more decks to show you and then we'll wrap this thing up. So the last two I'm going to show together, similar to what I did earlier with the Work Your Light and the Starseed Oracle. These are called Black Lives Matter Tarot, and I have two of them. One was gifted to me. This one was gifted to me by Queen of Wands, and I'm thankful for this deck. Please, this is a reminder, please don't get political. This is not a democracy in my comment section. Please don't get nasty towards me or other commenters. And also understand this. I know it is not lost on me about the organization, about what was going on with the organization of Black Lives Matter, but let's not be foolish here. Black lives do matter. I am very concerned about the Black lives in America. I have been. I will be. I have sons who are in their 20s that live there. I have friends and relatives. I will always be concerned, and I will always shout to the rooftops that all lives matter. Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, there's concerns. It's not even just about police brutality. It is also about we have health issues that disproportionately affect Black people. There's a lot of issues that affect Black people. So yeah, so please don't come at me. When I was doing flip throughs of these decks, there were folks inboxing me, sending me emails like, oh, do you know about the organization? I am fully aware. I am not uneducated, folk. Okay. I understand. But this deck, these two decks nevertheless hold a special place in my collection. So I'll show you why. So we have here, here's the Eight of Cups. Knight of Swords. The World. Knight of Cups. I love my history. I love my culture. I love my people. I love me. Knight of Cups. Two of Cups. Two of Swords. You're either racist or you're actively anti-racist. The Sun. The High Priestess. Queen of Swords. Six of Pentacles. Gives ways that you can help. On a light pole, it looks like. Six of Wands. Viva la revolution. Page of Wands. Let's see what we have here. So I'll show you now the other deck. This one I actually purchased. It's not available for purchase anymore. I searched high and low last night. Couldn't find it. We have the Black Lives Matter. I bought it from a seller on eBay several years ago, and I cannot for the life of me find where they may be sold now. It must be out of print. So there's that. We have Queen of Pentacles. Nine of Cups. Five of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. 10 of Pentacles. Let's see what else we have. Let's see what I have that I want to show. Two of Swords. I think I did do a flip through of this one, but I'm not sure. Six of Cups. Nine of Swords. Eight of Wands. The World. I have a dream that my four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. And we'll end it there, friends. That's where we'll end it. So there you have it. These are my spiritual activism decks. I'm sure there's a host more, and I'm sure you could use any deck for spiritual activism work, to be honest with you. You know me. I'm like, you could use the Rider-Waite-Smith deck for that. But if you're like me, you have a collection, I'm sure that you can identify and set aside decks that are specifically for this work. And it'll feel good to say, hey, I know my role in this. At least starting now, I can hold space. I can begin to offer readings for those who are doing the important work of speaking up, of advocating for others who cannot share their voice, have no voice, right? So think about that too for offerings that you may want to, as professional readers, you may want to offer these types of readings. If you're in need of a reading from me because you're embarking on activism, you can book a reading with me and I will support you every step of the way and provide spiritual tools for you that you can harness and lean on when you feel weak and scared. Okay, friends? So that's it. It's a rather long video series or mini series. I don't know if if you're watching this as one video, it's because I was able to edit it all into one. But if you see this in two, it's because it got too long and I had to split it up. Nevertheless, I thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. You all take very good care of yourselves. Please, on your way out, do me a favor. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And let's hang out soon, okay? Bye for now.